Good morning. I'm meteorologist Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. This is your 11 a.m. Fleet Response Working Group Sensitive Information Sharing Environment Update on Tropical Storm Elsa. Elsa has made landfall just about an hour or two ago in Taylor County, Florida. Winds were gusting into the mid-60 mile an hour range. Right now, Elsa is still dumping a lot of heavy rain in northern Florida. You can see from the radar here that I have activated, that is a lot of rain falling, and rainfall rates of perhaps 2 to 3 inches of rain an hour in some locations. And there's some still trailing showers and maybe some rumbles of thunder coming into the west coast of Florida as Elsa continues to move northward. You can see this area of showers and storms that's being forced to the north as Elsa moves to the north. So some isolated tornadoes are possible within those areas. I'm going to widen out a little bit here because I want to start talking about the impacts of Elsa may have on states to the north. So as the storm continues to move through the northern part of Florida, it will, from the official Hurricane Center forecast, continue through southeast Georgia, in through central South Carolina, through central North Carolina, and then through areas like Richmond, Virginia, and places to the southeast, and also over southeastern Maryland. So even Washington, D.C., Baltimore, you're in the cone of uncertainty, which means the center of Elsa could move within 65 miles on either side of you. So you really have to keep your guard up for strong gusty winds. As a matter of fact, the Hurricane Center has extended the tropical storm watch all the way north along the mid-Atlantic coast to Sandy Hook, New Jersey, and also in the Delaware Bay south of Slaughter Beach. Now, on the tidal Potomac, there is also a tropical storm watch in effect south of Cobb Island. So, and extends also in the Chesapeake Bay. Everywhere in the Chesapeake Bay south of North Beach is under a tropical storm watch. And you'll notice it's very interesting when you see the forecasted path of the storm. These watches are primarily along the right-hand side of the expected path, because that's where a lot of the action has been. That's where it's always been ever since it approached Cuba. There's been some inhibition in its development on the western side. But I do want to display one thing here, and that is from the Weather Prediction Center, their excessive rainfall outlook for today. You can see from the areas in red, that's where the heaviest or likeliest probabilities are for heavy rainfall during the day today in this red area. And that's going to move up the coast as Elsa's track moves up the coast. This is just for today. And then the lower probability, but it's still there, through Columbia, South Carolina on into just to the west of the track. And then there's a slight probability for heavy rain, excessive rainfall in the light green areas. Over in Mississippi and Alabama, it's just due to localized thunderstorm activity. But I'm going to turn that off for a moment and show you what the significant weather for day one is. That's today. So as Elsa comes ashore, we have a significant threat for flooding in this red area. That's flash flooding is possible in that entire red area during the day today as Elsa continues to move up along that path. What's the yellow area? That is for severe thunderstorms. Severe thunderstorms on the right-hand side of the storm are always possible. As a matter of fact, isolated tornadoes are also possible to the right side of the storm, the northeast quadrant, we call it, as Elsa continues to move up to the north. So this product coming from the Weather Prediction Center in College Park, Maryland, and I'm going to turn that one off and just watch how this area extends to the north during the day tomorrow. So as Elsa moves along this forecast track, look at the broad area of flooding that is possible during the day on Thursday. This is also because of some enhanced rain showers and convection thunderstorms that are approaching from the west. If I zoom out just a little bit, you'll notice in the radar there's this area that's going to be moving towards New York, and there's also some current showers and thunderstorms in that area too in upstate New York. They've also had a weekend of rain. Unfortunately, they didn't have such a great 4th of July weekend. They had rain. All that was saturating the soils, which also means that the rainfall that comes from Elsa could exacerbate that and cause flooding. Their flash flood thresholds are lower than what they normally would be if the area were dry. So that's the 11 o'clock update. It looks like they're Mid-Atlantic and North Carolina, South Carolina. They're next on the path for Elsa. Georgia, you'll see impacts. You already are from Elsa approaching, and also the coastal areas. There's a tropical storm warning in effect from coastal South Carolina, the North Carolina-South Carolina border, through Myrtle Beach, through Charleston, North Charleston, down to Savannah, Georgia, and extends all the way down to the Florida border. All because the circulation around the hurricane or the tropical storm is pretty broad. So there's nothing inhibiting the wind from building up and hitting the coastline there. So there's tropical storm warnings. Remember, tropical storm winds are in excess of 39 miles per hour and below 75 miles per hour. 75 is when the storm becomes a hurricane. And so as the storm continues to move up, you still have that open fetch of water. So that tropical storm warning is likely to continue for some time. The good news is the storm surge warnings along the coast of Florida have all been discontinued. And where there was a hurricane warning, there is now a tropical storm warning because Elsa's winds have dropped below 75 miles per hour. So that's it for your 11 o'clock update. We'll continue the updates going today. The next official update from the Hurricane Center is at 5 o'clock this afternoon. We'll keep you posted on anything major that happens through the Fleet Response Working Group dashboard. Please give us your feedback on these updates because it's possible we could keep them going through the hurricane season if we can get some resources in here to support it. But that's only if this information is valuable to you. You can connect to the SISE hub and access the fleet movement tracker so you can keep tracks of where the movements of the utility fleets are on the major highways. You can track COVID counts. You can track any incidences that are happening along those routes. Very powerful application. GeoCollaborate is here to share information out across any platform so we can continue the collaboration and having everyone on the same map at the same time looking at the same data. So thanks for watching this update. I'm meteorologist Dave Jones for the Fleet Response Working Group and the Sensitive Information Sharing Environment. We'll see you back here around 5 o'clock, 5 or 5:30, when I have all the data processed from the 5 p.m. National Hurricane Center up. Thanks for watching. Have a good rest of the day.